brought to you by Gitanjali Salon, Channi Himmat, Jammu. Follow Ruchika Makeovers on Facebook and Instagram for best bridal makeup in town. Hello viewers, you're watching Jammu Links News. I am Mannat Gupta and welcome to the daily updates of Midday News. Let's begin. The Jammu and Kashmir High Court on Wednesday asked Sri Amarnath Shrine Board to take an urgent decision on holding the annual pilgrimage to the cave shrine located in the higher reaches of South Kashmir, keeping in mind the threat of COVID-19. Asking them to take the decision, the court also directed that while taking a final call, they should ensure compliance of all healthcare protocols, standard operating protocols notified by the centre as well as by the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, guided by the principles laid down by the Apex Court that the right to health of every person has to be placed at the highest pedestal. With the highest single-day spike of 32,695 cases and 606 deaths reported in the last 24 hours, India's COVID-19 tally on Thursday reached 9,68,876, informed the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare on Thursday. The total number of COVID-19 cases includes 3,31,146 active cases, 6,12,815 cured or discharged or migrated, and 24,915 deaths. Jammu and Kashmir on Wednesday recorded 493 fresh COVID-19 cases with 11 new fatalities in the past 24 hours, taking the coronavirus death toll past 200 in the Union Territory. As many as 493 new cases of the contagious disease were detected in the Union Territory during the past 24 hours, taking the COVID tally to 11,666. This has taken the death toll due to coronavirus in the Union Territory to 206, of which 188 deceased were from the Valley and 18 from Jammu region. Concerned over the recent spike in number of COVID-19 cases in Jammu and Kashmir, advisor to Lieutenant Governor Basir Ahmed Khan on Wednesday appealed to people, asking them to wear masks in public places and observe social distancing norms. He said that in view of the recent spike in number of COVID-19 cases across J&K, it is obligatory for all irrespective of age, gender and profession to wear masks and religiously follow medical advisories regarding social distancing and sanitization measures that are being issued by the administration from time to time.
चाहे वो बच्चा हो, जवान या बूढ़ा या कोई भी हो, तो वो मास्क का खास तौर पे इस्तेमाल करें। यही इसका एक बचाव का तरीका है जो मेडिकली अप्रूव किया गया है और जो मेडिकली रिकमेंड किया गया है।
Amid tensions along the India-China border, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will visit Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir on July 17th-18th. Singh will be accompanied by Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Naravane. They will visit forward locations in Ladakh. The planned visit comes as Indian and Chinese armies are in talks for the next stage of disengagement. The Jammu and Kashmir government has evacuated about 2,21,505 JK residents stranded in other parts of the country due to COVID lockdown via Lakhanpur and through special trains and buses till date, amid strict observance of all necessary guidelines and standard operating procedures. As per the official data received in this regard, the Jammu and Kashmir administration has received 84 special trains at Jammu and Udhampur railway stations from different states and UTs so far, with about 69,994 passengers, while about 1,51,511 persons from other states and UTs, including 823 from abroad, have been evacuated by the government through Lakhanpur till date. Even though China is showing flexibility in the military level talks with India, it seems that Beijing is a bit reluctant to move back completely out of the finger area and wants to maintain some presence there. However, sources said the Chinese have agreed for complete withdrawal from other friction points including the Galwan Valley, Hot Springs and Gojra Post area in eastern Ladakh. Mehrajuddin Mullah, BJP leader and vice president of Vadrgam Municipal Committee and Baramulla district, who was abducted by an unknown person, has been rescued by the police on Wednesday evening. Mullah was abducted on Wednesday morning, following which police had launched a search operation in the area. To remove illegal hoardings from the city area, Jammu Municipal Corporation, in collaboration with district administration, on Wednesday launched a month-long drive. As per official communique, GMC has launched an intensive drive on Wednesday, which will continue for a month to remove the illegal hoardings and banners from various main roads, on the rooftops of various buildings of the city, and from the pole posts across the city. The drive has been launched in association with the district administration. A public delegation led by Mohammad Ashraf Mir, former minister, called on the Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu at Raj Bhavan. The members of the delegation apprised the Lieutenant Governor about the issues concerning the people engaged in mining and quarrying works and sought his intervention in resolving the same in a time-bound manner. The Lieutenant Governor observed that the administration is making headways in addressing the mining issues in compliance with the court and NGT directions. Secretary Youth Service and Sport Sarmad Hafiz on Wednesday inspected construction works being executed in the indoor stadium adjacent to Sports Ground Vadgam and asked the concerned authorities for expeditious completion of this prestigious project. While taking stock of progress on several works being executed in the stadium, Secretary directed the concerned executing agency and J&K Sports Council to accelerate the pace of work by further adding to the existing manpower and machinery so that all works get completed in time. Director Handicrafts and Handlooms Vikas Gupta has urged the artisans and weavers of Jammu to participate in Indian Handicrafts and Gifts Fair, Delhi, which has gone virtual in view of COVID pandemic. Indian Handicrafts and Gifts Fair is amongst Asia's largest gifts and handicrafts fair, held biannually and is organized by Export Promotion Council for Handicrafts. The meeting was convened to aware the artisans or weavers about participation and registration in virtual show from their homes and sell their products in the times of COVID-19 pandemic. Commissioner Secretary Labour and Employment Department Saurabh Bhagat on Wednesday launched the Mission Mode project for registration of construction workers with J&K Building and other construction workers welfare board. The MMP was launched through video conference with all deputy commissioners and assistant labour commissioners. The meeting was informed that J&K Building and other construction workers welfare board is providing relief to the active workers, including special COVID-19 relief of Rs 4,000 in each worker's account. Jammu and Kashmir Socially and Educationally Backward Classes Commission has been given wide range of powers to look into the issues of socially and educationally backward classes, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in the J&K. This was stated by Chairman SCBCC, Justice Retired G.D. Sharma. Justice Sharma also informed that the Commission has been given very wide powers to determine the criteria to be adopted in considering any section of the people in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir as socially and educationally backward classes. The activists of political and social organizations came on streets to raise strong protest against murder of Deepak Kumar, who was killed by some goons some days back and whose assailants are still at large. The family members of the slain youth Deepak Kumar of Badala, supported by BJP and Vishwa Hindu Sangathan, activists raised strong protest demonstration and blocked the college road in front of DC office Kathua against the police, which failed to arrest the prime accused in murder case. They blocked the college road and raised anti-police slogans.
टकराएगा, चूर चूर हो जाएगा।